Hi friends, and welcome to this presentation on partnerships. This is a very short topic, and there can be one or two questions from this topic as well. This is just an extension of our ratio and proportion topic. We could have skipped the concept or this video as a whole, but I thought that we'll just do it because most of you would see the chapter in all of the books or in the material from coaching institutes. So let's just go through the topic. Agenda would be very simple. There would be a single concept, so it has a single concept, and then there are few questions or applications which we would see. So what is the concept? Basic concept is two or more people invest in a business, right? So they invest what? They invest their time, or they invest money, or they invest both the things, right? And the business activity would yield some profit. The question is how to determine the share of each person. So we'll look how to determine the share of each person, right? So we'll do this by taking one or two examples. So first example says A and B invest a sum of 5,000 and 12,000 respectively. What will be the share of their profits if the total profit is 3,400, right? So it's rupees to 3,400. Now when they invest the money in certain ratio, which is in this case 5:12, the profit would be shared in that ratio only, right? So the ratio of investment is 5:12. So the ratio of the profit would also be 5:12. This is because here we have not given any time frame, so we assume that both of them invested for the same period of time, right? Which is for the entire duration of the business, right? So A's share would be 5/17, right? Multiplied by 3,400, right? Which comes out to be 1,000. B's share would be 3,400 minus 1,000, or 12/17 into 3,400, which comes out to be 2,400, right? So this is how we do an example where the investment is for the same period of time, right? There is nothing different for A and B. The time period is same for both A and B. Let's go to second example, which says A and B invest equal amount in the business for 6 months and 1 year, right? Now the amounts invested is equal, but time period is 6 months and 1 year respectively. So A's money go in for 6 months, B's money go in for 1 year, right? So the ratio of their profits would also be in the ratio of time invested, right? So it would be 6 into 12, or it would be 1:2. So the ratio of their profits would be 1:2, right? So again, if the money is invested, equal money is invested for different time periods, the ratio of the profits would be in the ratio of time periods. Taking third example, if A and B invested 12,000 in the business to yield 1,800 as profit. If A's share is 750, what is A's investment, right? So A's share is 750 and total profit is 1,800, right? So what is his share as a percentage of total profit? It is this, or as a fraction of total profit, it is this, right? Which means 75/180, right? We can further simplify it. It would become 15, right? 15/36, which can further be simplified as 5:12, right? So this is the share of B. So total profit, if total profit was 12, 5 parts are given to A. So ratio of A and B would be 5:7, right? This is A/B. Now we can easily find A's investment. It would be 5/12 into 12,000, which is 5,000. So that's the investment of A. Now let's go to few complicated stuff where there is both time period involved and investment involved. So the question says A invest 4,000 and 6,000 for period of 9 and 12 months respectively. If the profit earned is 10% on total investment, what is the A's share? So total investment was what, 10,000, and profit earned is 10% of this, so it is 0.1. So we have to multiply it by 1, and the profit earned is 1,000, right? So 1,000 rupees is the profit earned, but A's investment is for 9 months and B's investment is for 12 months, and the investments are also different. So the ratios of the profits would be, so A ratio B would be the product of the investments into the time period, right? Because 4,000 is working for 9 months and 6,000 is working more, right? And it is working for 12 months. So this would be the ratio of their profits, right? Just simplify this, because this is 1,000, so it could be written as 36 divided by 72, which is equal to 1:2. So A ratio B is 1:2. So what we are doing is, since both the number of investment, the amount of investment and number of months are different, we multiply it, right? Because 4,000 is working for 9 months, 6,000 is working more, right? So the share of B should also be more, right? So this would be the ratio of their profits. So the total profit is 1,000. What is A's share? A's share would be 1/3, right? So 1/3 of 1,000, which is equal to 333 rupees approximately. So that would be the answer. Next question says A and B invested rupees 3,000 and 4,000 in a business. A received rupees 10 as per month out of the profit as remuneration for running the business, and rest is divided proportionally. If the total amount received by A is 390 in a year, what does B receive? So I'll give you just 2 minutes to solve this question. This is a very basic application of ratio and proportion. Just try and solve this in 2 minutes. So let's see how to solve it, right? A and B invest some amount, 3,000, 4,000. A receives rupees 10 per month as remuneration, right? So in a year he would receive 120 as remuneration, right? So A's remuneration, let's write A's it would be this, right? And what would be A's profit share? So A's profit would be 390 minus 120, right? Which means it would be 270, right? And the percentage share should be 3:4, right? We can see 3,000 and 4,000 invested for a year. So if 3x is equal to 270, what would be 4x? 4x would be equal to 360, right? So B's share would be 360. It's as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less, as simple as that. We have to find B's share. So B's share would be 360, right? So that's how we do it. So now let's go to next question, which says, so this is our last question in this session. A and B invested some money in a business in the ratio 2:3. After 3 months, A withdrew 1/4 of the money he invested. After 6 months, B withdrew 1/6 of the money he put in. The business functioned for 10 months and yielded 720 as profit. How much each of them get, right? Slightly seems to be slightly complicated question, but if you do it very diligently, you would be able to solve it. So another 2 minutes to solve this question, and then we'll do it together. So let's do it. This is indeed a complicated question as far as the solution is concerned. It is very easy, but you have to be very much focused while solving this question. So the ratio in which the money is invested is 2:3, right? So if we can say that A's share is 2x, right? And B's share is 3x, right? This is the money which they initially invested, right? After 3 months, A withdrew 1/4 of this money. 1/4 of 2x he withdrew, and he left with 3/4 investment in the business, right? But this 2x was invested in the business for 3 months, right? So let's say 2x was invested in the business and it has worked for 3 months, right? And rest money, which is what, 3/4 of 2x, right? So it would be 3/2, right? It would be 3/2. So 3/4 of 2x, which is 3x by 2. It worked for 7 months. So this is the total money working for A, right? It becomes 21x by 2, right? And if we add it, it would become 39x by 2. So this is what worked for X. Now what worked for, this is what works for A. Now what worked for B? Let's see. So he initially had 6x, which worked for 6 months, right? Multiplied by 6, and then he withdrew 1/6. He is left with 7/6, right? So 7/6 of 3x means what? 7/2, right? So he is left with 7x by 2, which works for the rest 4 months, right? This means it is 18x plus 14x, which is equal to 32x, right? Now what would be the ratio of their share? A ratio B would be 32 39. So we'll just put it 39/2 ratio 32, which can be written as 39 ratio 64. So this would be the share of, this would be the ratios in which the profits would be distributed. So what we are doing here is we see that what amount is invested for what time, right? And we multiply it with that. We add A's share, right? Because A invested different monies for different periods. So we just multiply those monies with the times and added it to get A's share. Similarly, we do B's share and we find the ratios of their share. And what do we have to find? We have to find the profits which is yielded. So profits are in ratio 39/64, and we can easily find the profits of A and B. So this is all about partnerships. You can get a question which has A, B, C as well. So you have to do the similar thing here, right? So you write A ratio B ratio C and just find the similar way. Just find the solution in the similar way. The questions of this topic are very simple and they are scoring as well, right? You have to just keep in mind how to solve these questions and how to be very careful with calculations. So this is all for this topic. All the best and happy learning.